As we proceed, viewers, Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney has now confirmed that he agrees in principle to join US President Donald Trump's board of peace for Gaza. While Carney said the details are still being worked out, he emphasized that Canada is committed to helping relieving the suffering in Gaza. Carney mentioned that Trump raised the idea with him a few weeks ago, and the structure and financing of the board are still under discussion. This comes as several countries, including Jordan, Pakistan, and Hungary, have also received invitations to join the board. Hungary has already accepted the invitation, with Prime Minister Viktor Orban expressing his honor in being a part of the initiative. The White House has unveiled the members of the new Board of Peace for Gaza, with US President Donald Trump serving as chair. The executive board will oversee Gaza's temporary governance and reconstruction efforts. Key members include former UK Prime Minister Tony Blair, US Secretary of State Marco Rubio, and World Bank President Ajay Banga. Further members are expected in the coming weeks. I request David to join me back in the discussion here. David, first of all, what's your opinion on the constituents of this Board of Peace, the invitees, and then we'll talk about the $1 billion fee that's required for members to stay in for 3 years.
Well, you'll notice that there are no Palestinians proposed to be on this board.
No Palestinians, no women on the board.
Right, no Palestinians and no women, which is indicative that this is simply a 16th, 17th, 18th century imperialistic move. I think the Canadian Prime Minister Carney, based on the news reports I've read today, has agreed to this because it's the Canadians' nature to want to minimize conflict and to support anything that will ease the plight of Palestinians. So I think Carney is looking to have some influence rather than being locked out. Notice that while there are no Palestinians or women, by the way, you have the dictator in Hungary, Viktor Orban, as part of this. Whether this will go anywhere, we'll see, and I'll be very surprised if any country puts up $1 billion.
All right, sure. Do you think this has also sparked a Trump versus Netanyahu clash once again over the constituents of the Board of Peace?
Well, Netanyahu, it's important to keep in mind, is currently on trial. It's at hiatus at the moment for corruption. He has been using the war in Gaza and the extreme overreaction to the outrageous and indefensible conduct of Hamas on October 7th to maintain his coalition and stay in power. So I think everything with Netanyahu needs to be viewed in terms of his personal efforts to avoid becoming a convicted felon and being imprisoned. And once you put that lens on it, I think a lot of the actions taking place in Gaza become very clear, along with the fact that he has a lifelong history of expressing his animus, if not hatred, of Palestinians. So he is doing everything he can to diminish and, if possible, remove them from Gaza.
By that same logic, would you also say that Trump is also trying to distract attention of Americans and people worldwide from the Epstein files?
Absolutely. The U.S. government is required to have released all of the Epstein files as of a month ago. And instead, we've gotten less than 1% of the documents, and the assertion that it's going to take forever to go through these documents, even though 500 people supposedly are going through them before their release. And there's nothing Trump wants more than to make sure that the evidence in the Epstein files that may connect him to Jeffrey Epstein's years of raping girls is kept locked up. We have very good reason from sworn testimony and public statements by some of the now well-grown women that Donald Trump participated in sexual assaults and rapes of them when they were under the age of consent, significantly under, as young as 13 and 14, to believe that there is evidence of this, including photographic and video evidence. And what Donald needs to do, if there's something in those files that incriminates him, is divert us to everything else. Of course, if there's nothing in the files that makes Trump look bad, then why is the administration working so hard not to make these files public, as Congress, in a nearly unanimous vote, required.
All right, David, thanks very much then for speaking to us. Moving ahead now, viewers.